Hi there, hello everybody, and welcome to the Love City Arts Podcast. I'm Andre in the Flow. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. Today I'm joined by Michael K. Woods. He is a singer, songwriter, producer based in New York and also Brooklyn. Thank you so much, Michael, for being on our episode today.
Hi, Andre. Glad to be here. Yeah.
Glad to see you. Glad to see you. When I saw all of your social media posts and the light that you were putting out into the planet, I knew that I had to have you on. And we've already been talking in the pre-interview about things that I'm really excited to share with our community. So, like I said, thanks for being here. What are you doing today to share your art with the planet?
Yeah, so I'm working on a project called Primal Instinct. Primal Instinct, I've been putting a lot of promo out. I think that what you probably might have seen on my social media accounts with me like dancing in this very avant-garde type video, everything for basic art. And Primal Instinct is basically this project that forces humans to think about the past so that we can go into the future with this awareness that we are humans, that we are diverse people with different backgrounds, different lifestyles, sexualities, and the songs throughout this piece is just anchors us in that humanness, I'll say. And I really want people to have that understanding about the project. And I'm super excited. Hopefully I can release it mid-spring. That's what I'm shooting for. So I'm doing promo and everything for it now. So this is kind of part of that promo.
That's
so
exciting. I love it. I'm happy to boost in any way that we can. How many songs are in the series?
Yeah, so right now it's about 6 to 7 songs. So it's more like an EP basically, but I'll say 6 to 7 with like interludes and intro and everything. So
that's awesome. That's awesome.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
What does it mean for you to be human? You said this project focuses on our humanity. What does it mean for you to be embodied as a human?
Yeah, so in my case, I studied political science. Yeah, we talked about this. I went to Vassar College and I also studied at the London School of Economics. And the one thing about the London School of Economics, I started dibbing and dabbing in this theory. This theorist's name is Karl Polanyi, and he basically had this idea of like what happens when humans feel like they're being detached from these institutions that are in place within free market capitalism. So basically humans push back all the time when that happens. And I think you see that happening today. So that theory by this white man, really impacted me.
What's his name again?
His name is Karl Polanyi, and the book that I read was called The Great Transformation. I actually did an article about this theory in the article about the Amazon headquarters. I wrote an article about that, which was...
Where was the article published?
Yeah, it was published on Medium. So I have a Medium page and everything. So I put out pieces every month, every 2 weeks, basically.
That's exciting. So like you're in studios, you're dancing around, you're bringing us back to the humanity and linking our past, present, and future. You're writing on Medium. I mean, that's freaking fantastic.
Yeah, but like that project is definitely speaks to that. Like I have one song called Sleep. And sleep is basically, I want people to go to sleep because I feel like we have this culture of wokeness. Like I believe in being woke, but I don't think no one is truly woke. I feel like we're all waking up, and with us waking up, we are unpacking these realities that have existed for centuries that have oppressed Black folks, our people and everything. And like, I feel like unpacking this project in that manner is very important. And basically it's like... I
love that you said that. That woke, to say that I'm woke is to say that I'm at the definitive end of the journey. It leaves no room for expansion and growth and learning something new about people.
Oh yeah. And Angela Davis, she's been putting forth this politics now where it's like, you need to get rest, like self-care that's the most radical thing that we can do when we're moving forward within our revolutionary pursuits, basically.
Mm, mm.
So I
Do you think
believe
your
that.
music is a revolution?
I, to be honest, I create music for what I'm going through at that time, and I hope that some people can find that, but it's never like intentionally like revolutionary. That's one thing I think that's egotistical. And also, when I think about my music, I want it to have impact, but I got to be real. The stuff I'm doing is not mainstream stuff, you know. It's I probably may not make millions off of this, but the thing about at the end of the day, I know I'm creating impact, and I'm speaking to folks, and like I know I'm speaking to folks because I always get these messages of support that just keeps me going. So thank y'all so much for like
Yeah.
supporting me because it's hard. You know, it's very hard. That's just real. That's real talk. Yeah, yeah.
When you say that it's speaking to folks, who are the folks that you're doing this for? If you could
Mhm.
paint a broad stroke picture of who they are in your mind, who are they?
Oh yeah. Sometimes I joke around that I was talking to like a marketing team basically. We were trying to figure out strategy on like to market my project and everything. And these talks are still going. Every artist know you got to figure out your audience. And I joked around. I said, okay, I think my audience are Black intellectuals. um,
Okay.
I have a lot of white hipsters too, which is interesting, and they know that. So basically, all these people come together to create these narratives, but I also want to speak to my community where I'm from. You get what I'm saying? So in this recent project, I got like some soul singing, you know, like very soul singing, because I feel like when you weave these theories and everything, it can seem very elitist, you know? So I'm trying to watch that because I want so many people to have impact from my music. I want the people who feel outside of the world because they've been told their lifestyle is wrong. I want the weirdos. I want everyone who, you know, can really just grasp the messages and come with a sense of care and humility when analyzing my songs, because I put a lot of work into my lyrics, into my compositions. It's just not you know, a simple project, or none of my projects are, I don't think.
Right.
Um, yeah, yeah.
It sounds like you're developing them for a self-aware mind, people that are trying to do introspection and self-healing and actually pay attention.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's super difficult to craft these audiences because I feel like in mainstream media, people want you to know, you know, what is your audience. And I'm still unpacking that too, because I feel like I get so many people who are engaged with my work, you know, and it's hard to really just come to terms with that, I think.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
When did you first fall in love with your art? Like, when did your art first find you?
Oh my goodness. Dude, this is hard. I feel
Why?
like
Why?
because I feel like when did I first start? Oh, okay. I'll say when I was like a child, like 4 or 5, basically. My mom, she studied music. She went to conservatory. Like she's classically trained. She has a very different background than me. Like I'm not, you know, classically trained. I mean, I started becoming classically trained. Like I said, when I went to school and everything. But with her, she was always like playing hymns, classical pieces in the house. You know, that's such a privilege. Like I always think about how much of a privilege that was, that she used to like take me to these ballets. Like I remember seeing Alvin Ailey in middle school, and that just changed my life. I was like, oh my goodness, I want to be a dancer. And then
Yeah.
that was amazing. I don't think I'm as good as an Alvin Ailey dancer, of course, but like
We're all Alvin Ailey dancers in our hearts.
exactly. That's how it works. And plus, their fitness regimen, like I got to get on board with that because I don't know. I don't know what they doing, but they doing a very great job.
Yeah.
What was I saying? So basically, my mom, she used to play these music and songs, and she recognized I used to like pick out the alto part rather than the melody in songs.
Hey,
So
yeah.
if you know, like you're a singer, the alto part is pretty difficult. Like that's like a difficult.
It's complex for the viewers and listeners. The alto part is is one of the most complex lines to follow. Yeah.
It's very weird, but the altos, they're like the soul of the choir, you know? And with them being the soul of the choir, I was like, I want to be, with that soul. And I remember in choir rehearsal, she was like, how about you direct this song? Yeah, I was like this little child, like directing songs and directing like choir. And like, it sounded good. That's when I knew, like, I want to do this. Yeah, like my mom, she's the bomb, like, and so much inspiration in that woman. So much inspiration.
I love it. I love it. So you started off as a kid directing the choirs, coming up under the wing of your mother, a classically trained artist. And then when did you start making the transition out of just doing it for fun into like, something that was actually a day-to-day reality for you?
Oh, yeah. So I was part of this group called Clovers and Company back in Georgia. Clovers and Company is an amazing group that's part of Georgia 4-H. Have you heard of Georgia 4-H at all? I mean 4-H at all? The 4-H.
4-H is like the kids that are in the garden, right?
Yeah, like agriculture and everything.
Yes, like,
in my case,
you're like, actually, that's actually called agriculture. Thank you.
No, but I got you. I got you. But like the thing about it, with me, I did the agricultural stuff because I think farmers, they need to be respected. They provide so much food for an entire population, and I think it's important to respect farmers, even though I don't agree with some farmers' politics. But like the thing about it.
Wait. Now I have to ask. Like,
go ahead.
If you put the star on it, I'm going to go to the bottom of the page.
Please do.
What is the politic of farming that you don't agree with?
The politics of farming, I feel like in Georgia, I've encountered some farmers who hold quite conservative beliefs, and I respect their beliefs to some extent.
Okay, I got confused. I thought you were talking about the politics of the actual farming, like the politics of how they're like getting things. You're talking about like the fact that
the person,
rural populations, and some of them, not all of them, people hold certain political beliefs that you don't align with.
Yeah, exactly.
I see.
And like even they know that. Like even my conservative friends back at home, like I challenge them all the time. And like I think that's important because that's where dialogue comes in. And I think 4-H, it was a great program where you get your voice. Like we had so many different political backgrounds and identities. And it was a beautiful program, especially for myself, because at one point Black folks weren't allowed to be a part of this program. It was segregated, basically. And over time, because of Black leadership and great white comrades, I'll say, they were able to integrate this program. But the thing about it, I did agriculture stuff, but I also did performing arts. So Georgia 4-H, it has this huge performing arts program. And
in the 4-H, because I don't want to put you on the spot, but what are the 4-H's? They stand for something, right?
Heart, hand, health. Oh my goodness, they're gonna kill me. Heart, hands, health, and what is the other H?
Hearts, hands, health,
and something else. Oh my goodness, this is bad.
Healing.
They're gonna kill me. It's not. Hold on.
Go on and look. Go on and look.
Yeah, I'm gonna look. 4-H. Yeah. Let me see.
Hearts, health.
Head, heart, hands, and health. That's
okay,
what it
good.
Yeah, I went blank. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dr. Bone.
I knew. I was like, I don't want to put you on the spot or anything, but it's like into the files of your mind. It's cool. And so because they had head, heart, and all those things going on, you were able to also use your art.
Yeah. So I was able to use my art, and like people who came from clothing companies, they're like professional singers. Like these people are huge. Just like Jennifer Nettles of Sugarland. Have you ever heard of Sugarland? She was part of Clovers.
I know who she.
Yeah, she was part of Clovers and Company. She's an amazing singer, and I was able to perform with her in high school. And actually, I performed with her again in New York. And that was my first time going to New York. And I was like this high school boy, you know, I'm from the country. And like, I saw New York and I was like, oh my goodness, this city is horrible. But I want to be here because I love it, because it's like, it's so different. You know what I mean? Where it's like, it's horrible, where it's like, you know, it's so many people on top of each other and all this like that. But I think that's the beautiful thing about New York City too. So it's like you have these several contradictions, which I think is amazing for artists, because that gives us the moment to actually spread the messages throughout the city. Like wherever you have contradictions within social systems, that is where beautiful art is made. And that's where I wanted to be. Even though I didn't think of it like that when I was a high school student, I think that's what I wanted to do. And like I was featured on the show called Duets on ABC. It was like
you were on that show?
Yes, I couldn't compete on the show, but I was featured singing with Jennifer Nettles. And like that's when like I think John Legend, Jennifer Nettles, Robin Thicke, Kelly Clarkson, they were judges. It had one season, and like one of my friends, he was actually a runner-up on the show, and he auditioned when they were having auditions, but I was too young to audition for the show. And that was an amazing experience, and I think Clovers and Company definitely pushed me forth into like this professional realm of like, I can make this happen and I can be damn good at it too, you know?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I just met you and I already believe that that's true. That's true. Yeah. So tell me, Michael, like, what do you do when you get stuck? In Love City Arts, we always acknowledge that, you know, there are high moments, low moments, and everything in between. And so we can't pretend. We talked briefly before the start of the interview about the fact that Instagram culture and, you know, flexing for the gram and things like that have put us in a space where we feel like to be perfect is the goal, but we all know that's not true. We know that there are moments when we're low, when we're sad, when we're depressed, when we're not in great energy because we're comparing ourselves to other people, and you know, all that happens. In your low moments, what do you do to help yourself navigate those waters and get unstuck?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think in the music world, you know, you always have these ups and downs. Some days you like at the top, like, oh, I'm going to get a publishing deal for like this one placement in the commercial or in this movie or whatever. And then you probably get to this point where you're like, okay, back to my day job. Let me go back to my cubicle and type away on Excel, basically. And those are great moments too, because I'm learning a lot with great teammates, and I'm learning a different area that most artists don't get the opportunity to see, you know? So yeah, you're
both one part artist, one part geek. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like these things don't have to be mutually exclusive, you know? You can bring it together and make it work. And you could be, I guess, the cool person in the office when people talk about what you're doing this weekend. That always happens. But the thing about it, when I have those ups and downs, I just create. That's where Primal Instinct came from. Like I remember being in London, and I started creating Sleep. I finished Sleep. I started creating in Georgia when I was like on break. But in London, I was just tired. Like I was like, I'm working so hard. I'm trying to get an internship. Like I had the internship, but it's like I was like, how am I going to do all of this crap? Like what am I working for? What's the end goal here? Mm-hmm. And when I found out the end goal really isn't a thing, like you're always just working. You always got to create. Always got to create, because that's how you get noticed. That's how that's how I was able to get in contact with you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we came across each other's content. And I think you contacted me on Twitter, and like I actually don't use Twitter that often.
Oh, that's right. You were the one that I had to chase down. You were like, I don't really come over here much. My apologies. I don't come over to this sandbox. And I'm just like, oh, but I'm gonna find you.
Yeah, I need to be more active on Twitter though. I know, but it's just like Twitter. It doesn't seem as positive to me.
It's an
I feel
absolute
Instagram
for sure. But it's only. But here's my challenge to you on this podcast and television show. If you're in the space, it's a little less negative than it was before you entered it.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Okay, so
you know
I need
what I mean?
to.
Like,
Yeah,
because I go there seeking out artists to connect with that are just in my vibration, and so I read things from you, and I was like, oh yeah, like I'm really really down with him. Like this would be great to connect, and so it's what you're looking for, and that's a metaphor for life. Whatever you're looking for, you're gonna find. You said that when you get stuck, you like to create. So are you keeping your laptop with you all the time? Is there a notebook that you're keeping for when you're inspired to kind of dig yourself out? Like, what's your process?
So let's say if I have a song or something. For one thing, I'm always playing piano when I'm like off, I don't know, just every free moment. I always build with like the chords. And once I get the chords, I end up putting the lyrics to it. Let's say if I'm just on a train or something, I don't carry around a journal. And I feel like most people, they see like an artist, they're like, oh, they must carry around a journal every time because, you know, I'm artsy and all this stuff. But it's not like that.
You're like, not this artist, not today.
No, not this artist. Because I'm like, I got my gym bag and all this stuff. I don't need another thing. I probably got a book. But it's just like, I use my phone and I use my notepad. I love my little notepad on my iPhone because I'm able to type right on the spot. And you can use your notepad anywhere, just about. Yeah, and I create those lyrics. Sometimes I'll record the chords using the voice memo function on the iPhone, and I use that. And I'll just be playing it over and over in my head, and I try to write lyrics, match lyrics to it, in the most random moments. Like I remember one time I was out partying, I think somewhere in Bushwick, I forgot where, but like I remember I just stepped out because I had this amazing idea for a song. I was like, yo, I'll be right back. I need to go outside. I need a breather. Like, and I remember I was sweaty and I was just a mess, but I have those moments. And my friends, they recognize like, Michael, you need to recharge because I'm an extrovert, but I'm also very much so need those moments to recharge. But I remember I had that burst of creative energy and I was like, I was outside for about 30 minutes just typing away on my notepad. Yeah.
So it sounds like another teachable moment in there is that like one way to get yourself unstuck from a creative block or to allow the creativity to flow through you is that in those moments when you feel inspiration, go for it. Like evacuate, like just leave, go outside, take that 30 minutes in order to make it happen.
Oh yeah. Because if you don't have those moments, you'll drive yourself, you know, I don't know. You just, I don't like using the word crazy, but like,
I knew you were tiptoeing around that word crazy. I was like,
yeah,
there's something in there. There's the politics of farmers and the word crazy. It's not.
Yeah, I'm one of those. But it's like you'll drive yourself mad, you know, because every single day we're working, trying to find something to do next. How can I pay my next bill? Just like I pay rent.
Last night I was like, ooh, this huge chunk of change is gonna happen every 30 days for like the rest of it. Like,
yeah, I saw a meme on Facebook. They were like, why do we have to pay rent, the same amount of rent for February, and February is the shortest month? You hear what I'm saying?
You're right. We should have got a
philosophical stuff there, you know?
Michael, you're so deep. You're so deep. You're so deep. Where can people find more of your deepness and dopeness on the internet?
Yeah, so Instagram, I'm at Mike K Woods. I'm not MIKE, but MICHK Woods. Someone actually took MIKE, but like, I'm at Mike K Woods. You can follow me on Twitter there. Also Facebook, same thing at MICHK Woods. Consistent all across platforms. Spotify. I have a very old project on Spotify called The Beginning, and that was literally the beginning. But I'm glad I did it because that started getting traction. Like Soul Train wrote a review on that, and that was really great. Yeah, that was my first project. That was like in college.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's amazing. And so we'll check you. We'll check you out on all of those channels. We'll be sure to listen to you on Spotify. And then of course we'll be looking forward to your project that's coming out next.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's a very exciting time for you. We're really, really glad to have met you.
Yeah.
Sincerely. I always end every episode with the same 3 fill in the blanks. And so I want to hear what your answers to these are. No pressure, okay? Love is.
Ooh. Love is empathy. Yeah. I feel like at this moment, we're like in a moment of crisis where people don't understand the other person because we don't see ourselves in this person's shoes. We always try to get away from the fact that this other being is a beautiful human, you know? Yeah, people want to make us the same. I feel like we have forces that are trying to make us the same, but we can't be the same. At the end of the day, nature is diverse, nature is beautiful. And if you show that empathy for that other person who's a stranger, this world will be a much better place. I really do think that. And I want to be a part of that diverse narrative. I am a part of that diverse narrative, you know. But I always try to give myself, exercise those empathetic muscles for sure.
Yeah, to see myself in the other and the other as myself. Yeah.
And that's when true love comes out. You know, I think Cory Booker, he said something about tolerance. Like he was like, he don't like using the word tolerance because in a way, like you got to tolerate somebody.
Like, right. Like what's up with that?
Tolerate somebody like that that's not love in its true form, you know. That's not the love that I know, especially within the Southern context. Like my love is like, oh, come into my home. You want some food? You want this? You want that? You know, and it's like that love, ooh, it's a beautiful thing, you know.
It is a beautiful thing. Oh wow. Joy is.
Wow. Joy is, oh my goodness, family. Yeah. Joy is family. I've been watching this show. You know the show called Pose?
Oh, love Pose.
Yeah, I just started watching Pose.
You late to the party because the category is you late.
Yeah, and like the thing about Pose, these folks, they had, you know, they were outed. They were, you know, I just hate it when people don't love their child and they just throw them out the home, basically, because of who they want to be or their lifestyle choices. But these folks in this show, they chose their families, you know.
The houses for
the houses.
Pose is all about these houses that came together of queer people and trans people in New York in the 80s.
Yep.
And their chosen family dynamic. It's amazing. Check it out. So go on.
It's really great. And with them, like the love that existed, the joy in these houses. I mean, also, you know, you didn't have so much joy in the House of Abundance, I believe. It's people, y'all watch the show. I'll just say
don't you spoil it for them.
I don't want to say everything exactly. But like the thing about it, the joy in these houses, even in House of Abundance, there was some joy, you know, at one point. There was a sense of love and care in that house, even though it was very different. But then you had the other house. What's the other house called?
Eleganza?
Yeah, the
Or is that
one
a real? No, that's
that's
a
more
real.
like a home.
I think Eleganza is a real house.
Yeah.
House of Abundance, and then
Uh,
oh my goodness, I forget the houses. I think Eleganza is like a legit New York
yeah,
house. So
yeah.
let me not get step on that great. But
Yeah, but
yes,
like in this other house, they were like she was building a home. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like they had so much joy, after their lowest moments. You get what I'm saying? And even my own family, like there's so much joy in my family. I mean, even not even my intermediate family. I'm talking about my friends, my people who push me to be better than myself. I love when people are honest with me. They be like, Michael, okay, I hear you out, but you could do better.
Evangelista is the name of the house, by the way.
Evangelista, there we go.
Yes.
Yeah, but like she was
people,
playing at home. Yeah.
But you said there are people that are pushing you to be better. Sorry to interrupt. There are people that are pushing you in your circle to be better.
To be better, and I definitely consider those folks family. And like I think New York, when you're here by yourself, you get to choose another family. You get what I'm saying? And
yeah,
be picky too. Like this is who I want around me because their energies are great.
Yeah,
if your energy is toxic or you about that ego, I don't want that energy around me. Like I don't need that energy. And I mean, just like how you were saying, the vibrations, it's important, it's so important. And you can literally feel those vibrations off of folks. I call it like a Southern intuition, a Black Southern intuition, I think, where it's like I could spot BS a mile
away.
Exactly. And all my friends know that. And we're really with each other.
And I could tell that you're not playing any games either. You're like, look, I saw it, I know it. That's all I need to know. Like, it's good. It's good.
Exactly.
Your last fill in the blank is freedom is.
Ooh. Wow. Freedom is revolution, I think.
Okay. So you can't do a mic drop like that. Like what do you? I see you with the Obama mic drop. What do you mean when you say freedom is a revolution? What are you meaning? A revolution of what?
Oh yeah, everything you just mentioned. This radical love, the idea of true joy, the idea of like being conscious about the problems at hand and trying to fix it on a daily basis. Creating a revolutionary politics that love everybody. I truly mean love every single person. And I feel like in order for things to change, we got to make some noise. I really do. And I hate, with me, I'm a political science major. I always talk about politics.
So I'm sure the news is charging you all the way up.
Oh yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. And I feel like people come up with the most lukewarm analyses when they talk about these moments. They only grace the surface of these contentious moments, but it's so much deeper. Everything is systemic. Everything needs to be analyzed in a nuanced manner. And I think artists, we're part of that. Nina Simone said, you gotta create for the times, basically. That's not to her exact words, but basically like your music gotta reflect on the times. And I try to do that. I really try to do that. And I know I'm gonna fail over and over again. And I know I'm gonna have some successes in that. And I know I'm gonna make people uncomfortable. But I think freedom is revolution. Freedom has always been about revolution. A beautiful revolution. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Michael K. Woods, for bringing your freedom and your revolution into our show today. Like, I'm so grateful to have met you and so grateful to have had you on.
I'm so glad that I was able to do this. And thank you for the work you're doing. Yeah.
Thank you.